Hey, Motorman here. I'm at Newport Richie Harley Davidson, and I'm about to take their least expensive motorcycle for a ride. Let me show it to you. Here it is. This is a 2004 Ultra Classic Peace Officer Edition. Unbelievably nice condition for a 20-year-old motorcycle, and only 25,000 miles. First thing I like to do when I get on a used motorcycle is I test out its maneuverability. Now, of course, I know how well Harley Davidson touring bikes maneuver, but it also tells me if the shocks are worn out, or if the bearings are bad, or the front fork is weak. So that's why I do these tight, low-speed maneuvers first. This road that I'm on it starts off as Trouble Creek Road and turns into Straub Memorial. And during the storms, both storms, everything you see here was underwater. This runs right alongside the Gulf. It's sort of a swampy area, and well, even if it rains pretty hard, your normal thunderstorms, it'll go underwater for an hour or so, but it lasted over a week. So considering that, the road's in pretty good shape. Now this bike, as I said, is a Peace Officer Edition. That's a special edition made just for peace officers. Generally, they had a particular color that was available to peace officers. In order to buy one, you had to be a current police officer or a retired police officer, and you show your credentials, and you could then buy this motorcycle. Later on, they went to just two colors for them, a black or a blue and silver. But this one, in fact, I'd never seen one in this particular color combination. Looks pretty good, and as I said, the paint on this bike is excellent condition. The bike was a little dusty, a little bit dirty from sitting outside, but I'm sure cleaned up it would look just like new. I noticed no major scratches, dents, or dings or anything on the bike. And as far as the way it rode, really good, like a 25,000 mile motorcycle. For the most part, you do the maintenance on Harley Davidsons, and they tend to run for many, many years. I remember selling a 2007 to a guy who I saw, I think 2 years ago, bought another bike from me. He had 140,000 miles on the bike that I sold him without any major problems. So yes, that's possible. A lot of people talk about Harley reliability. Well, they are pretty reliable, and they're made like a tank. Everything is metal on these bikes. Well, not the tour pack and the saddlebags, of course. But mentioning that, yeah, this is a touring bike, so you got all the storage you could possibly need or want, even two up. You want to go away for a couple days, you should be able to pack everything you need for a weekend on a Harley touring motorcycle. The seat on this bike is very comfortable. Just about all the Ultras have probably the most comfortable seat that you can get on any Harley Davidson. And that's how it should be, because, well, these are made for 500-mile days, 1,000-mile days, whatever you're up to riding. Now, I did notice on this bike it's got an aftermarket windshield that it was right in my line of sight, where it's sort of tilted up, and it was kind of distorted. So if you're taller than me, no problem looking over it, or if you're shorter than me, you could look through it without the distortion. But that was something I noticed about the bike. As far as the way the bike rides, very comfortable. The shocks didn't seem to be worn out. I went over some potholes and some bumps on the road, barely noticeable. The motor on this is the 88, and all the power you need. You're not going to win any drag races, but even if you bought a brand new Ultra, they're not made for drag racing. These are made for comfort. Handles fine, like I said, especially at low speeds, highly maneuverable. Out on the road, very comfortable, nice soft ride, and you could fill it up with luggage. Well, I mean, that's what you get a touring bike for. If you want to ride around town, you could do that, of course, on this bike, especially if you know proper technique. If you know how to use your head knives, friction zone, a little pressure on the rear brake, even at low speeds, making U-turns, etc. These bikes are the best as far as heavyweight touring motorcycles and their maneuverability. The reason I review these older bikes is because so many people complain about the price of Harley Davidsons, and of course, yeah, I knew they're very expensive. In fact, all touring motorcycles from all manufacturers are you're going to be in the $25 to over $30,000 range, depending on which model. Harleys and touring bikes are priced within a couple of $100 of the competition. But if you'd like to get a Harley touring motorcycle, especially one this nice with very low mileage, yeah, they are available. Like I said, they're asking $59.97 for this bike, and I'm sure this is something you could pay that kind of money for, ride it for years, and probably get pretty close to your money back when you go to sell it, depending on how many miles you put on it and the condition you keep it in. So I hope you enjoy these reviews, and hustle down to Newport Richie Harley Davidson, tell them Motorman sent you, and check this bike out. Take a close look at it, because you don't find too many 20-year-old motorcycles with this low mileage and in this kind of condition. Please subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you next time.